Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So this has been an exciting weekend for MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. So I will talk about this in a little bit, but MicroStrategy has been added to the Nasdaq 100, and it will actually they'll be reconstituting later in the week during the week. So that's really cool. But I received 2 emails from Roundhill this week. YBTC is outperforming YBIT. And so I just wanted to let you know that even though the yield is lower because of the NAV stability, YBTC is outperforming YBIT. And thank you, Mark8740, for reaching out to me and letting me know that they're switching to weekly. They will be starting doing that in January 2025. And they will also be switching from BitO to IBIT. So they might be able to get slightly higher premiums. When I looked before, they're having around a 40% distribution. So I don't think that they're ever going to be as crazy close to the money as YieldMax is. But this might be because it's weekly now, and I've been talking about a weekly cover call Bitcoin strategy for so long that I might start having XDTE or DTE. Oh my gosh, why are these so hard to say? The QXRDTE plus YBTC. Those be my 4 that I split my money into every week. But yeah, that's pretty exciting to me, anyways. Then Rex Shares also announced that they're doing a forward split of MSTU, which is the 2x leverage of MicroStrategies. And that it's after the close on the Friday that just happened, but it'll take effect on Monday. So this is going to, because, my strategy hasn't really changed, but I'm really excited that MSTU is now a lot cheaper. So if we go to my investing, I have been really happy with doing options on MSTX, and it started out as a 1.75 leverage MicroStrategies, but now it is also a 2x. And if you look at MSTX, it is currently at $105, but when I was first looking at it, it was at $25, and I just put puts on it, and then Bitcoin ran up quite a lot, and then I was left in the dust. So, and also you can see that I went from, hey, maybe I should just do like a couple options and not get overwhelmed, to just basically doing all the options. It escalated pretty quick, but a little bit of a side tangent, but the strategy that I settled on for this week that I think is working out pretty much is every day for the 3 major indexes, I put out an options contract that's just 1 week in the future. So like Monday is the next Monday, Tuesday is the next Tuesday, Wednesday is the next Wednesday. And then as the contracts get to be cheaper like this, I'll close them at whatever price they are that they're worthless. So starting at $5. So hopefully, like, as these will either expire worthless or they'll get closed for really cheap. I lost Monday's IWM, that bet, because I had it at $232. IWM is currently at like It wasn't below $232, but it was like at $232. So the closer it gets to the money on the put, the more expensive it is to close out the position. So I decided to just lose $20 on the share and just close it early, rather than risk this being in the money and I have to buy it out for a lot more. I'd rather lose $20 than $200. That's just me. But then I did put out a one out here that actually makes up the money. So I'm kind of in the black, but I'm waiting for this to also become worthless, and then we'll just close it out and pretend it never happened. So specifically for IWM, since I'm talking about it, I will probably put out call spreads on Monday because, I mean, you've seen it. It's not been pretty over the last week. So I'll just do my 85 to 90 something % probability, just have it on the call side instead of the put side. And that way, hopefully I won't lose any more of the bets for IWM for now. But if we talk about what's happening with MicroStrategies and Bitcoin, I have liked MSTX, but right now it's at $100. MSTU is at $164, which means that when it does the 10-for-1 split, it will be at $16. So I'm expecting it to be under $2,000, under $20 on Monday. And what that means, because I don't want to get left behind again. So, and I think what they're doing here is, because they're splitting, you can't see the options. So the options won't be available on MSTU until Monday, but we can look at MSTX for what I'm about to explain. So I have an MSTX option. It is here, this one. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. I got paid $860. It'll cost right now $93 to close it. But that gives me $6,500 of my collateral back. And what I could do with that, because usually when you buy a call and it's far out in the future, which I think MSTU, the last time I checked, they had until 2027. So with MSTX, we're at $105. Pretend it's like $10, right? Like, put that decimal over one place. You could go, they say, well, some people say 70%, and some people say 80%, some people say 90%. So I'll probably buy a few of these very far out in the future at varying varying deltas to see like what is the success rate of this of it. Like what do we think? We're getting close to that 80. Really, really close. Something like this, I guess. Looking for the delta. Yeah, so this is exactly 80. So we have an 80% chance that it'll be over $83 when this expires. Which, the longer you go out, the less the delta is accurate. But in this case, this would say, well, right now for MSTX, I would pay $6,190 to control $10,520 worth of $20 worth of shares. So that's almost half. But if this was only $10, then I would be paying $619 to control $1,000 worth of MSTX, like 100 shares, which was worth $1,000. So because MSTU will be worth less, the leap option will be cheaper. And since I have $6,500 I was using for the puts anyway, I will probably buy 3 to 4 contracts and then also do some puts that are closer to the money for MSTU and then just do the daisy chain on it. Because the problem with Bitcoin is there might be a relatively long period of it trading sideways, but then all of a sudden it will run up. So what I'm going to do is I'll control these leaps. I don't even have to trade on the leaps. I could just own them. I think early next year, Bitcoin will have its last hurrah before the winter. And so I could just sell the leaps when MicroStrategy is up and I'll make a lot of money. But I think I'll take my chances, and with 3 to 4 of them, and MSTU has weekly options, I will just put them at different strike prices outside the money. So I'll have like one that's closer to the money and then 3 that are like way out of the money, and that way we'll get that $500 I need to pay off my debts much quicker. And then hopefully I don't have to roll over my position to save myself super often. And my initial reaction was I'll buy 4 and then like I'll have it laddered for every week. So the one that is expiring this week, I'll just buy an option, or I'll sell a call that's 4 weeks out. And then, let the next one come to me in time. And so the next week when that one expires, then I sell it 4 weeks out. And that way, because you get more premium the further out you go. But the only problem with that is MSTX and MSTR are very volatile. So you might wind up rolling your options more often because the price can change a lot. So it might wind up being like I put 4 options out and then I just roll them out, like roll them up every week. And then when it does expire for that week, I will roll it out into the future. But it might just make more sense to do an options ladder for the current week that is expiring, or to do half and half and just do like 1 week out. And that way we have options for the options. Like for the SPY, it made sense for me to go 1 week out because the more time you have to fix your mistakes and roll out, the more chances you are of not being in the red, even if you have to roll it over prematurely. So I just want to make sure that when I'm doing this, I'm not losing a ton of money. So there's that. But in general, I am pretty excited. I think a lot of people are excited about MicroStrategy's getting into the triple Q. I have seen some people say that this means that in the first year, there's like a 50% increase, there's a 100% increase. So it could just be because all of these ETFs and mutual funds now have to buy MicroStrategy. So right at first, this particular week coming up, MicroStrategies might go down. But because everybody has to buy them, there's going to be a demand for MicroStrategies even when Bitcoin is in the winter months. And because, MicroStrategy is going to continue to buy Bitcoin because there's demand on their stocks, I think that maybe the winter won't be as bad. And I'm really hoping about that, because when I take out these long options, I'm probably going to cash out some of them this spring to try to time that to make sure that I don't get stuck holding a bag. However, I'll probably keep one or two, and I just want to, like, I would prefer if MSTU doesn't really tank by 90%, and then, I'm losing a lot of money on the option I just bought, but also if I spent only $600 on the thing and I've made more than $600 using options in like 10 days, then it is what it is. So it's kind of like Misty when the shares you've gotten your return on investment in 10 months. Like, are you really that anxious to get rid of it? But yeah, when you do buy these leap options that are out, you do want to sell them when they're around 3 months to expiration anyways. So I'll give myself until 2027. I'm expecting that I'll have to sell it during the crypto winter. But so I might lose money on when I roll it over this time, like in January 2027. But because the halving is going to happen in that April, then I should make a lot of money on MSTU if I roll it over. At least that's my hope. That's my strategy. We will see how this goes. But I just I do need to close out this MSTX option that I have, this puts, and I'm more excited to just have control over the 100 shares of MSTU. That way I can participate in the upside. And I know that call strategies have the limitation of, well, if you get called, you have to roll or whatever, like it limits your upside. You don't get as much profit, but this is what I can afford to do. And so, if it's $16, I might do leaps for some of it and then just buy 100 shares. And that way I can do the daisy chain, not the option wheel strategy, just out the gate, where basically like you could call it away, but then you do the puts, and then you call it away, and then you get the puts. So we'll see how that winds up working on Monday. But yeah, I'm pretty hopeful. I still think that summer next year it's going to crash. Maybe not. So, but I'm excited. Are you excited? Are you excited for the Misty distribution next week? It's going to be a fun and exciting ride. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.